I want to explain to you how to check your credit score, and I want to share with you the best sources that you need to go to this year. The thing is, when it comes to checking credit scores, everybody thinks about annualcreditreport.com. I mean, that's the actually the free source, but you have other free sources that you can actually reliably count on. Okay, so here are the generalities I want you to pay attention to. The thing is that you have to really understand when it comes to checking your credit score, you have to understand that you don't have to necessarily go to a website. You can actually rely on an app. You have a lot of apps. You have a lot of other ways to actually. You can even call Experian, Equifax, on or TransUnion to actually check your credit score. But the thing is, there are certain conditions that you need to go through. Okay, and so if you want to know how to check your credit score, you have to really understand that you have to have a strategy. Now, why do you even need to know your credit score? You might be thinking, well, because I want to get a great credit card. I want to get a loan. I want to get a line of credit. That's pretty good. But you do need also your credit score for other reasons. For example, if you want to get an apartment, can you believe that when you are going to like if you're looking for an apartment, the landlord is going to check your credit score. If you're thinking about getting health insurance, I mean, you're getting all kinds of insurance, car insurance, health insurance, whatever insurance you're trying to get, the insurance company will also check your credit. So when you think about your credit score, this is not just about your credit, like any regular credit transaction. You also need a good credit score for other stuff, okay? So you want to know your credit score regularly for a few things. First of all, regular checks help gauge your overall financial well-being, if you will. You want to check over unauthorized or suspicious activity. You want to maintain eligibility for favorable APRs on credit cards and lines of credit, as well as loans. You want to track progress in building positive credit. You want to align your credit score with your long-term goals, and you also want to identify and address inaccuracies promptly. Okay, so in today's conversation, I want to explain to you the options you have when it comes to actually checking your credit scores, and most of the time for free, actually. So first, you want to think about credit repair apps. So if you are trying to check your credit score for free, you want to really think about credit repair apps. You have a lot of apps out there. You have Credit Karma, you have Credit Sesame. I mean, those are the good ones. I mean, the good ones, the most like the most reputable ones. But you also have less reputable apps such as Cool Credit. Okay, so this is a pretty competitive field here. You have a lot of apps that can really help you check your credit score for free. But Credit Karma and Credit Sesame are among the top ones. Okay, no, now one of the easiest way to access your credit score for free is through credit repair apps, and this is actually a DIY credit management app that you have to go through. And this is an app that enable, like if you go through a Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, whatever, you have an app that enables you to view your updated credit score easily. Additionally, you can also retrieve your credit reports over a certain period. Let's say you want to know where you were at last year when you actually where your TransUnion credit score was at last year or a few months ago. Okay, so you are able to get things done real fast. Okay, now one thing for sure, whether you sign up for Credit Sesame, Credit Karma, Credit Cool, Cool Credit, rather Cool Credit, or other tools on the market, just make sure that they actually fit whatever you want to achieve. Okay, do you want to easily identify errors in your credit report? Do you want to generate evidence based dispute letters and actually send them to respective credit bureaus? Do you want to track your credit? Do you want to track maybe your credit repair journey in real time? Or if you want to seek expert assistance, let's say you find yourself in a bind and you have no idea where to go from here. It's just a lot better to reach out to professional help. Even if you have to pay a few dollars, at least you know that you are in good hands, right? Because with your credit, you do not want to you do not want to play. You want to really have the best of the best in terms of assistance. So that's really important. So the first option that you want to really go for if you want to check your credit score for free is to actually go through credit repair apps. If you want to check your credit score for free, the second option that you have here is actually through credit bureaus. And believe it or not, credit bureaus allow you to check your credit score for free. It's one of those things where a lot of folks believe that you have to go through a certain protocol to actually get your credit score. You don't have to. You don't have to. I mean, you have to really just contact them. There is a process in place, that's for sure. There's a process in place, and all those three credit bureaus have their own processes that you have to go through if you want to check your credit score for free. But remember that the law, in this case, the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, allows you to actually get a free credit report from all three credit bureaus once a year. So you don't even have to pay for it. You don't have to do anything. Just place the request online, and you get your report right away. So you are entitled to a one free credit report once a year from Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Okay, and so this reports include your credit score, and you have everything. You can see everything that happens, but you got to go to a website called annualcreditreport.com. So annualcreditreport.com, and this is kind of cool. And when you go there, just make sure that you fill out the online form to request your credit report from one of the bureaus. And don't forget to provide proof that you are who you say you are. In other words, you need to verify your identity by providing your details, like your social security number or an ID, for instance. And sometimes you might have to provide bank statements, depending on the how like the setup that was there when you actually went to annualcreditreport.com. Now, annualcreditreport.com is actually a website that will never go away. The law has the FCRA has actually instituted this website, so the three credit bureaus have to really comply with it. Okay, and then complete the prompts to request and view your credit reports. Normally, actually, it's done automatically. It's done simultaneously. As soon as you give your details, you'll see your credit reports right away. You can repeat this process to access reports from each bureau this year. So that's really cool. You also have a credit card statements. So if you are trying to check your credit score for free, you have credit card statements being a very reliable source of information. And so you'll be really glad to know that some credit card statements now include your credit score every month. So every month you know where you are at, where you are at. And however, this feature may vary among credit card providers. Like the big players in this field, Capital One, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citi, they all provide your credit score for free. So you'll see it either on your credit card statement, or you can see it also in the app. So when you log into your account in the app, you will see your credit. You just need to scroll down, and you will see your credit score. Now, be sure to check your monthly statements or log into your online account to see if this feature is available. Some banks don't have it, some do. So, for instance, Truist a few months ago had it. Truist Bank, that is, a few months ago had it. Now they actually have taken it off. Maybe they'll bring it back in the future. Who knows? Same thing for a PNC or a US Bank, by the way. So you want to review your monthly credit card statements either in print or online. And if you are unable to pinpoint your credit score on the statement, check for any links or options within your online account, such as Check My Credit. So it depends on the bank where you are at. You also have credit score sites. So if you want to really check your credit score, you can really go to credit scores sites. Here again, we have Credit Karma, a very good one. Okay, and so those sites usually provide free credit scores online or through their app. And so one thing I want to say here that you want to really be really cautious, and you want to choose a reputable credit score sites. Okay, don't go to any sites. I mean, Credit Karma is a well-known one. Credit Sesame is also pretty known. And you want to, if you have any question on that front, please let us know in the comment section, and we'll certainly get back to you. Okay, let us know where you are at, your city and state, and which credit score you want to really sign up for. We'll let you know whether it is a legit site or a scam. if you are looking for checking your credit score for free, you can also think about banking and financial institutions. So here I'm speaking about credit unions. I'm speaking about traditional banks. I'm speaking about regional banks, state banks. So any bank, any financial institution. By the way, also the neobank, the fintechs also now will provide you with that info, your credit score. Okay. So if you are lucky enough, your bank may actually offer a free credit score monitoring as part of its services. So be sure to check if your bank offers this feature through its online banking platform or mobile app while looking for what if you are looking for how to check your credit score for free. Okay. And what you want to do here is that, I mean, by the way, you don't even need to spend a lot of time on the bank's app. Just give the bank a call, give customer service a call, and explain your problem. Like, let's say, you just tell them, listen, I'm looking for a free credit score, blah 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 blah, and they should be really they should be able to answer you and tell you exactly what you need to do so that you can really get your credit score for free. Okay. And one thing I want to say here is that most banks, I mean most national banks, and also the regional banks, they offer this service for free. So national banks, I'm speaking about Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, and Citi. For the regional banks, I'm speaking about TD Bank, for instance, PNC. I'm speaking about Truist Bank. I'm speaking about US Bank. I'm speaking about BMO. I'm speaking about KeyBank. So you have a lot of banks at the regional level, but also national level that offer this service for free. Okay. So give them a call and really just ask. And so now, one thing for sure, you may not have the ability to check your FICO score only. Some banks will only give you access to your Vantage score. So it really depends on the bank. Some banks will work with Vantage score only, while others will want to focus only on FICO score. So it depends on the bank. It depends on the setup that the bank has and how they actually check how they evaluate credit scores of their customers. Let me give you a few facts here. So if you are thinking about checking your credit score for free, I've given you all the options that you have, right? So credit repair apps, credit bureaus, credit card statements, credit score sites, and banking and financial institutions. So that's really important. Now, first of all, it's important to understand that when you are checking your credit score, you want to know how your credit score is computed. And most importantly, what are the percentage of factors that contribute to your credit score in the first place? And again, the calculation is kind of similar whether you are speaking about FICO score or a Vantage score, okay? So your payment history, when it comes to FICO, for instance, your payment history will account for 35%. Your credit utilization will account for 30%. So if you think about those two only, those two, payment history and CUR, credit utilization, those two account for nearly 2/3, 65% of your FICO score. So that's huge. That's really big. Then you also have the length of credit history, 15%. You have the credit mix, 10%. You have new credit inquiries, 10%. So when you add all this up, this is 100%. And in your credit report, by the way, you do have public records and negative information, and you also have inaccuracies in the credit report. Now, those two last elements do not impact your credit score per se, but they're there for reviewers to know exactly what's really happening in your credit report. And so when I speak about your credit score, and I give you all the important elements, you need to understand that you want to really pay attention to your credit score, especially if there are errors, because your credit score is going to really affect a lot of things. A lot of things. People believe that credit scores only affect financial terms like credit cards, loans, or lines of credit. But as I said at the beginning of this show, you have insurance also. You have your ability to rent an apartment. Those two scenarios, among others, will impact, but will actually, like your credit score impacts those two transactions. So you have a rental application with landlord checking scores, insurance premiums for auto and home coverage, employment, especially for financial roles. If you are going to apply at a bank, like apply for a job at a bank, The bank might actually check your credit. Utilities, your credit score could affect the need for deposits. Cell phone contracts with providers checking scores, and so that's really important. Let me talk to you about the credit score ranges here. So when you think about checking your credit score for free, you have to understand what's considered good and what's considered bad. Okay, it's one of those things where you have to really have a clear way to check those things on a consistent basis. So your credit score is considered poor if it is below 579, and there you have limited credit options and higher interest rates. So you're going to have a higher APRs, like maximum 36% if you go to a traditional lender. If your credit score is fair, you're looking at the FICO score that goes from 580 all the way to 669. Here you have access to credit, no problem, but the rates may still be higher, okay? And what is a good credit score? Good credit score goes from 670 all the way to 739, 739. And here you will qualify for most loans and lines of credit as well as credit cards with favorable rates. And a very good credit score will be in the neighborhood of a 740 all the way to a 799. Here you have lower interest rates and better terms. And finally, when you have excellent credit, you are looking at a credit score that goes above a 800. And here you have top tier credit, best rates and terms available. Okay. And now, so if you check your credit score regularly, does it really affect your credit? Not really. Not really. Because checking your score is accounted for as a soft inquiry and not a hard inquiry. Okay. So because it is not a hard inquiry, it will not actually affect your credit. Only only hard pulls will affect your credit. Soft pulls do not affect your credit, okay? Hard inquiries are documented when you apply for credit and typically result in a slight drop, let's say of 5 points, 5 to 10 points in your credit. So when you think about the soft inquiries, there is typically no impact on your credit score, no permission needed. So this will occur routinely and can be made frequently without consequences. And you can also check your credit score. That's really cool. Hard inquiries actually require explicit consent from the consumer, right? So a lender will not actually check your credit without your explicit approval, and this may result in temporary decrease in your credit score. And so you want to really monitor the frequency of hard pulls because excess inquiries can affect your credit stability. And so, for instance, if you're applying for a credit card, a line of credit, or a loan, this can be considered a hard pull. So here are the closing remarks here. Into this conversation, I explained to you how to check credit scores for free. I gave you the generalities, the facts, and now the closing remarks. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.